Hey guys, red and black greetings. This is Flamengo. Welcome to the Paparazzo Rubro Negro channel. I'm here, look, taking a walk with Otinho across Paparazzo Rubro Negro's social channels. Paparazzo Rubro Negro channels. Paparazzo Rubro Negro channel 2 Paparazzo's moment. Are you already subscribed to all of them? Give us that support, subscribe to all of them. So we're here to bring you some important information. Man, it's unbelievable, right? A lot of people like to talk about Flamengo's medical department whenever there's a situation with a player. There are a lot of players getting injured. Sometimes it's just a part of the season when more players get hurt, but that's normal. Man, injuries in soccer, man, every team has a lot of injuries. And I say this here, right, especially after what happened in 2020, the pandemic. After that, man, it seems like everything's just unlucky. It gets inflamed more easily. It's impressive. I think it's like that for everyone, right? So we're here. I'm going to talk about what happened, which is unbelievable, right? We're here to bring you a lot of information about Flamengo. I just want to remind you that you can get this tracksuit here. This tracksuit, look how cool this Flamengo tracksuit right here. You can get it officially here at the YouTube shopping store. This and other products, travel gear, Flamengo's travel and training line. You can get it now, okay, on YouTube shopping, especially now that shopping is also part of YouTube and is a sponsor of Flamengo. All right, so we're here to bring you a lot of information. Remember, you can secure your spot at Flamengo's games, man. All the games, whether at Maracanã or away, right? Even Flamengo's games in the Libertadores, outside the country, everything. You have the best packages with Haroldo's Caravan. Get in touch with Haroldo's Caravan. Rio games with local assistance, okay, with ticket included. It's really worth it. It's spectacular. Well, let's go. Yeah, man, it's going to be there. In the pinned comment, you'll find the contact for Haroldo's Caravan, along with our sponsors. I saw here, yeah, some information about the Salah situation, right? Kaze TV even made an edit, right? Putting him in the Flamengo jersey, right? Kaze TV put Salah in the Flamengo jersey. And man, there's no way we can't talk about this. Flamengo has been making world-class signings, right? Jorginho, then Danilo, Jorginho, signings like that, man, that nobody believed could actually play here. Saul, players of international level, national team players who ended up signing with Flamengo, right? And if you said that the third best player in the world just a few years ago would sign with Flamengo, nobody would believe it, right? So now we have Kaze TV talking about Flamengo and putting Flamengo as a top option. Okay, it's important for us to bring this up. Look, I'll show you. Look here. See, they put it here. You see that? They put it. There's a spot, right? Salah as a possible option. Possible signing for Flamengo, obviously, right? It's an edit here from Kaze TV, right? Putting Salah there, right? As a possible signing for Flamengo, they also put him in the shirts of other clubs. Look, Atletico, Cruzeiro, Fluminense, right, man, Corinthians. But they put Flamengo first because they know Flamengo's financial power is much greater, right? So the article here says the following. Salah said goodbye to Liverpool, and he's a free agent. There's a spot on your team. He's a free agent, okay? In other words, a player who's a free agent can be signed. He can be signed. Yeah, I got in touch with a source connected to Flamengo's board and talked about this. I said, man, Salah is free on the market now. He left Liverpool. So is there any chance or is it just crazy? Kaze TV already featured him on the cover in a Flamengo jersey. Yeah, because it's a possibility. So I asked this source connected to the board and they said, let's see. It doesn't hurt to take a look, right? You never know. Let's check out the situation. And they also told me, we need to refresh the squad, make signings. Flamengo will need to sign players. So, yeah, Salah is very difficult. It's very difficult. But I found Kaze TV's post interesting, making it clear that there's a spot, right? They asked. But everyone is commenting, right, asking for Salah to be signed. So I think it's really important. We're evaluating, it's difficult. They said the same thing about Jorginho. They said the same thing about other players. So dreaming doesn't cost anything, right? And he's a player that I think would be really interesting, okay? What do you think? Comment here. No, and look, I just saw here, TNT Sports 2. Also linking Salah with Flamengo. Look at that. Yes, Salah would fit your team. The Egyptian star announced that he will leave Liverpool at the end of the season with no destination set. It's a chance to have another idol in Brazil. Okay, so both TNT Sports and Kaze TV. By putting Flamengo first, it obviously brings more engagement, but it's because they know Flamengo has a lot of money, right? Flamengo has the means to sign players. So about Salah's situation, I don't think it's crazy. No, I really don't think it's crazy. Let me also talk about the situation involving Real Madrid. You know, Mbappé, man, this one is unbelievable, okay? Ah, yeah. I was shocked by this news about Mbappe's knee. We know that the player, look, Real Madrid examined the wrong knee of Mbappé, man. They examined the knee, cleared him, and the injury got worse. My friends, if this happened at Flamengo, it would be the end of the world. If this happens at Flamengo, it's the end of the world. Do you have any idea what happened? They cleared Mbappé. So, what does this have to do with Flamengo? To stop, it has everything to do with it because sometimes we complain when we've actually got it good. They discharged him. What happened at Flamengo wasn't anything like this. It was Thiago Maia who got injured during the game. Then he wanted to keep playing and it got worse, right? Viña also, it seems, wanted to keep playing and so on. But man, Mbappe, they cleared him, analyzed the wrong knee, cleared him. He played with an injured knee and made the injury worse. That's crazy, my friends. Real Madrid. Yeah, you think it's not going to happen? It happens. Let me share some important info now, okay? Check this out, huh? There's a strong chance Leo Pereira will start for the Brazilian national team here in the United States, okay? There's a real possibility that Leo Pereira will be a starter for the Brazilian national team, huh? Look at that, huh? Marquinhos, okay? The defender. Marquinhos didn't train with the Brazilian national team this Tuesday due to load management, so Leo Pereira has a better chance and could be a starter against France, man. If the PSG defender isn't available for Thursday's friendly, Coach Carlo Ancelotti will only have Bremer, Leo Pereira, and Banhas, okay? Those are the options for the defense. It's worth remembering that Gabriel Magalhães was cut due to injury, as well as the left-back Alexandro, okay? So we might have Leo Pereira starting against France. Besides that, Ancelotti might have more problems with Militao's injury, and it's likely Danilo will start at right back. However, Danilo hasn't played in that position since he was at Juventus. At Flamengo, he only plays as a center back. The Italian coach will also go into the friendly against France with his backup goalkeeper Ederson, since Alisson was also cut due to injury. At left back, the problem is with Douglas Santos, who will only have one training session. He'll train with the national team due to the logistical difficulties of leaving Russia. So, are you confident Leo Pereira making his debut against France as a starter? Here's some information regarding the Salah situation, right? Kaze TV even made an edit, didn't they? They put him in a Flamengo jersey. Kaze TV put Salah with the Flamengo jersey. And man, there's no way we can't talk about this. Flamengo has been making world-class signings, right? Jorginho, then Danilo, Jorginho. Signings like that, man, that nobody believed could end up playing for Flamengo. Saul, players of international level, national team players, who ended up signing with Flamengo, right? And if you told people that the third best player in the world just a few years ago would sign with Flamengo, nobody would believe it, right? So we have Kaze TV talking and putting Flamengo as the first option. They put it there, you see? They put it there. There's a spot, right? Salah as a possible signing for Flamengo, obviously, right? This is an edit by Kaze TV, right? Putting Salah as a possible reinforcement for Flamengo. They put Flamengo first because of their financial strength. Flamengo is much bigger, right? The article says this. Salah said goodbye to Liverpool and is now a free agent. Is there a spot on your team? He's a free agent, okay? In other words, a player who's a free agent can be signed. He can be signed. I got in touch with a source connected to Flamengo's board and talked about this. I said, man, Salah is a free agent now. He left Liverpool. And then, is there any chance? Crazy. Kaze TV already put him in the promo on the cover wearing a Flamengo jersey because it's a possibility. I asked a source close to the board and she said, let's see. Let's see. It doesn't hurt for us to take a look, right? You never know. Got it? They're going to check out the situation. And he even told me we need to refresh the squad and make signings. Flamengo will need to sign new players. So is signing Salah very difficult? Yes, it's very difficult, but no. And look, I just saw TNT Sports mention it too. TNT Sports is also linking Salah with Flamengo. Look at that. Salah fits in your team. The Egyptian star announced that he will leave Liverpool at the end of the season with no destination set. It's a chance to have another idol in Brazil. So both TNT Sports and Kaze TV are bringing it up, putting Flamengo in first place. But engagement, obviously. But it's because they know Flamengo has a lot of money. Flamengo is able to sign players. My friends, look, important news for us to share here. Flamengo is trying to sign a left back, okay? The issue isn't Matheus Bidou. The issue isn't Matheus Bidou. Flamengo tried to sign him and all. A lot of people thought Flamengo was going after Breno Bidon. Flamengo went after Matheus Bidou. The information came out on the page. SCCP News. Flamengo inquired about the situation of Corinthians left back Matheus Bidou. The Paulista club, however, is not interested in negotiating at the moment. Matheus is 26 years old. He's right at Flamengo's age limit for signings, up to 26 years old. Okay? He came up through Portuguesa de São Paulo's youth system and played for Guarani and Cruzeiro before joining Corinthians. This season, he played 16 games, scored once, and had 2 assists. He also played in 6 matches where Corinthians kept a clean sheet. The question is, oh, Corinthians doesn't want to negotiate. Where's the news in that, paparazzo? Damn, you're not coming. It's no use. It does help. You know what the news is? Flamengo loaned Vinha. Alexandro is injured, right? And he's already at an advanced stage. There's Ayrton Lucas. Flamengo is in the market. If we thought they weren't, Flamengo is in the Brazilian football market trying to sign a left back. Flamengo is in the market to sign a left back. The proof is it's there. It leaked. And now we know Flamengo is in the market for a left back. Yeah. Vinha isn't doing very well at River. He might even end up coming back to Flamengo. Maybe they won't buy him, but Flamengo really has to go after him. Flamengo has to sign a left back. They're going to need one. So, what do you think? Who would you go for? Comment here which left back would you like to see at Flamengo. Comment here. I'd love to see your comment. Now I'm going to leave you here with another clip from our interview with Marcos Braz. The interview with Marcos Braz had a lot of good content. Braz, since we don't hold back here, we talk about everything, man. I think it's important for us to talk about this too. And it's not my expectation isn't for you to criticize. It's nothing like that. It's just so we can really understand what the relationship is like. What do you think of Jose Boto's work? Have you been following it? Are you in contact with him? He's also someone who, like it or not, is friends with Jorge Jesus, so you might be in touch with him. There's talk that Flamengo even thought about someone to manage the locker room. So I'll take the opportunity and put everything together in a single question. Because recently he's been having some issues with some players. He even had to go to the auditorium, actually. That's something we reported. He went to talk to the players and said, want a raise? Like Arrascaeta got perform and you'll get the raise. It's about knowing that. Do you have a relationship with him? Do you know him? What do you think of his work? Is it really necessary to have someone like that? They even thought about having Fabio Luciano in the locker room.
It might be time. Let's go. No, I have no relationship with Jose Boto. I don't have any connection with him, although we do have some mutual friends in Portugal. As for his work, I think that actually I'm sure. I want to draw these 2 parallels because it's important. When we arrived at Flamengo, Flamengo was the runner-up in the Brazilian Championship. Even with a very strong squad, we made 9 signings and 8 of them became starters, and the year ended with Flamengo as champions. Brazilian champion and Copa Libertadores champion. And we lost the Club World Cup the way we did, right? We played very well against Liverpool and lost in extra time. Jose Boto arrives. I think the greatest merit and the main merit of Jose Boto is understanding that he didn't need to make a complete turnaround regarding the players who were already signed there. He made targeted acquisitions. Important, yes, he gets things right here and there. But when it comes to the end of the year in the Libertadores, 7 out of the 11 players who took the field were, yes, inherited by him. 3 players who came into the game were also the entire coaching staff. They were too. So just to make it clear here that also a good executive's job is to understand so that you don't have to make a sudden U-turn on an ocean liner, not the Titanic because it sank, but yeah, the Titanic sank on an ocean liner, you know? So he didn't do that. He did his job. He's an outsider who also comes in with his own difficulties adapting. He was settling in little by little. So the other guy, he's doing his job over there. I think it's unfair. It's unfair to come to Boto and say that Boto is doing a terrible job. I don't think so. Boto is doing a good job. So much so that he made targeted signings. He gets some right and some wrong. He kept things going. Except for this situation regarding Felipe Luis, which is very difficult for him and also very hard for me to talk about, I think he's been doing his job. And once again, he comes to Flamengo and understands that he has to handle some things his way, but he doesn't. You can't make a sharp turn with a cruise ship. He keeps moving forward, making adjustments, and that's how it is. I hope this year Flamengo performs just as well as it did last year. If they do, that's wonderful. That's really good. He goes into the market, keeps signing players, refreshes the squad, keeps doing things. When I joined Flamengo, I didn't have this. This squad wasn't as strong as the one he had. I had to make some other assessments, some other moves so that we could have this squad, this foundation that was built in 2019 and is still here today.
Lugui, Leo Oliveira sent a message. Good morning. Watching here from Sousa and Paraíba, Braz, much better than Bot. And man, it was really crowded.
That's not how it works.
Man.
Everyone does their own job. I think the thing is, Boto too, when he arrives, he faces his own difficulties. He's in a different country. Even though the language is the same, he also finds himself in a place where he needs to adapt. So there's no comparison between A or B. There's an analysis of what was done. And once again, from the moment he doesn't make a sharp turn with a cruise ship, he starts making course adjustments. Whatever way he sees it or thinks it should be, we have to respect that and keep moving forward.
Perfect, man. Cool. Now, I like your stance on Bodo. I also think there will be mistakes and good decisions, and Flamengo stayed champions. The main thing is that Flamengo stayed champions. Regardless, they kept the previous team, kept the squad, renewed, signed new players, made mistakes, made the right calls, but stayed champions. That's exactly it.
He deserves credit. The management deserves credit. We can't just come in and minimize that. To say he only won because of A or B, that's not true. He's living his life, doing things the way he believes is right. And I hope the results keep coming.